About that. Oh. Crazy. Holy frick!
We're going shower and thunderstorm activity across the central portions of Wagner County, southeastern portions of Tulsa County. You can see from our storm trackers, and you can see the locations of where they are and what's going on with some of the areas of heavy downforce of rain. Let's also look right now at hail swamp and what's going on Lynch 4. If we could go back to Lynch 4 for a minute. And we're talking about the shower and thunderstorm activity that did produce some hail. Most of the hail reports were coming in when it originally started, because this is where the thunderstorm blew up. And we were watching the storm to the west of the severe, but it didn't really have much hail as it did. And this thing blew up around this very area.
Our neighbor shed back there got hit by lightning.
Southeastward. So we've had a swamp with basically strong winds along this path.
Neighbor shed back there, there was a huge flash of lightning.
Yeah.
Their shed got hit by lightning.
Is it on fire?
No.
No.
Well, doesn't look damaged.
These are the two active
I had lightning
Hit the road?
hit the road right beside me on the highway.
Holy
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. My car shook. Oh man.
Bet it was cool though.
No, it wasn't cool.
You know, the one thing that I've noticed about cars is that if the car gets hit by lightning, it's perfectly fine for tires.
No, you won't. And you've seen them on TV where they've shown that it's got hit by lightning and it burst into flames.
There's still chances of rain and thunderstorms, so we're not finished with it yet. So there's still some, I'm going to say some positive things that could actually pick up some much needed rain.
Hello, Mr. Dragonfly, go away.
Last report was a little bit over 2,000 customers without power from PSO. Not that doesn't include any utility companies.
2,000 people without power.
Customers without power as well.
North Broken Arrow.
Let's go take a look right now. Brandon's on leading into this, and I shouldn't say leading into, right in the middle of it. And Brandon, if you could give us an update on what you have, please.
Oneida 51. Oneida and 51. Yeah, Oneida and 51. Yeah, no.
Right now, there's a lot of heavy rainfall on the road, and the wind's probably 35 to 40 miles an hour. Some good news, really, that
Well, Travis is saying that
kind of clearing it out right now.
around 6 or 7:30 it should leave the area.
A little bit better as we start to get into a better positioning. The heavy thunderstorms continue in an area that where Tim and Brandon are located. Tim's on the leading edge of this right now.
Total strikes 224.
Downtown Tulsa, not too far from our old days, I guess you could say. This is a look at where the strongest winds have occurred so far.
Did you cast at all?
To the east, southeast. It really wasn't that bad until all of a sudden it gets near Tulsa International. You can see how red, you see these red colors starting to enhance. So this started taking up a larger swath of area once we started seeing it develop a little bit away from the downtown Tulsa area. In downtown Tulsa, we had said, man, this is a big deal, and it just got to be bigger. And so we're at a point where now we're in northwestern Wagner County, we're in eastern Tulsa County with some of the heaviest thunderstorms down around the Broken Arrow area. And velocities and what's going on right now, showing some of the strongest winds that are pushing outward now. You can see where that is from Porter down to all the way south of Haskell. So these winds are still about 50 and maybe a few areas up to 60 miles per hour. So we're
Oh my God, our backyard is flooded.
that now is going to encompass an area that goes a little bit even farther. So now we're pushing into northern Muskogee County. We mentioned this as well. This will be going until 6 o'clock. So this storm still has a mind of its own, still doing what it's doing in terms of creating some strong damaging wind potential. And lightning counters, I'm showing 250. Again, this is on a...
Now 251.
That's catching the thunderstorms that are also down around Stillwell, and also the thunderstorms that are down the pike just a little bit from Mounds and maybe in this western Creek County. But this, as it starts to continue, or I should say as it starts, as it continues to track to east-southeast, it is going to make it over the lake. And with the warning now until 6 o'clock, that will be taking in a pretty big area of real estate from Fort Gibson Lake, pretty much the entire lake. And that will go just to around the Muskogee area. And we have County 6 position right in that area, so we can keep an eye on what's going on down in Muskogee as well. Back in closer to the heaviest of the rain and the most strong winds, and what's happening with the shower and thunderstorm activity.
Yeah,
Again,
go good with your eyes.
Broken Arrow, and also into areas of northwestern
that comes off.
Wagner County, there's still been
No, it's
some
not
strong
that.
damage on
It's
residential.
design.
Wow, that got me in the eyeballs.
We're back down to where
And this one not for school because you can't wear the cutoff sleeves, but you can wear
You can wear TikTok.
still exist in some of these areas, so we do want you to be advised for that.
No.
Also back in Brooklyn, there's still some
okay.
moderate to heavy rains happening.
And then this
as we
one.
look closer in, come and look down
Henley.
along the leading edge and also to where Tim is.
I got
located.
that big
And we'll get
strike
some
that hit the
information
shed
on
back there
We have
on
a storm
film.
track for you as
You do.
well. Let's go to Links 3 for another update on the storm track of the locations of where we have that headed. This is again arcing more east-southeastward, so this is going to take it through the Wagner area. Okay, area. And you can see Wagner going to be about closer to 5:30. And then as we look down toward Fort Gibson at 5:51, Holbert just after 6 o'clock as we move across Cherokee County and get into Cherokee County. So this is the part of the thunderstorm still most concerned with, even though it is.
And then around 11 or 12, it's supposed to start back up again.
What's going on the south side at this time, but there's some additional cells that could develop and could cause
Yeah,
issues
really.
as we go on into the extended period of time. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break here in just a second, so I'm setting everybody up for that. And so what we're looking at is that with a strong thunderstorm complex moving through, T4, Links 4 one more time, if we could, on Links 4. And then what I want to share with you is last thing is that with this cluster of storms as it moves to the east, we're still going to watch what's going on for Wagner County, and we're still going to keep an eye down on Fuskin County.
My phone won't focus.
We're now up to 4,000 customers without power in Tulsa. That has continued to grow. A lot of stuff going on, and that's what we have right now. We'll have more information in just a little bit. Let's go to the anchors.
Causing a lot of breaking news across the area. One incident is here, 26 in
Holy.
Cherokee. Crews right there are trying to put out a house fire. This is a live look at them trying to do that right now.
And as you can tell, several fire trucks there right now, so obviously they're trying to get on top of that fire. Don't see a lot of flames, but it is still kind of smoky in that area. Don't know for certain the cause, but we do suspect that lightning
wow.
is to blame. Of
House
course,
fire.
We continue to follow this breaking news as we're on the scene
26th and
of that
Sheridan.
house fire, and we'll pass along more details as we get them.
And of course, we will have more on this developing weather situation right after this.
The race for the Republican nomination for Oklahoma governor is now a runoff. Cornett or Kevin Stitt. Learn more about the candidates and why Oklahoma votes Republican governor debate live tonight at 8 on News on 6.
Now the second year alarm goes off, 6 in the morning alerts are waiting to get your day started.
On your first cup of coffee, you'll see breaking news and important stories. And when it's time to head out, you'll know what is going to do hour by hour.
No one wakes up your day like 6 in the morning.
Prepare for custom services and other HVAC methods, outrageous repairs, and high pressure to get you to buy into the system. Correct behavior you've never seen from us. Well, the benefits of good behavior. Why do we just say probably so? Thanks to you, Jim Glover Dodge in Owasso has quickly become Green Country's highest rated Dodge Chrysler Jeep Grand Fiat dealer. Your experience is at the center of everything we do. During the summer clearance event, all remaining 2018s must go to make room for the all-new 2019 Ram 1500, the updated 2019 Jeep Cherokee, and the all-new, all-capable Jeep Wrangler JL. And we won't be beat on price, so don't buy anywhere else until you see how much you can save in Owasso. Jim Glover Dodge, Highway 169 and 106th Street North.
Hi, I'm Steve Martin. Did you notice my carrying aid? No? That's because Cleartone's patented carrying aid technology
And straighten your back up.
invisible. Even
There you go.
Right now, when you buy one Cleartone invisible hearing aid, you get the second one 50% off.
Got that
This
one.
special offer ends Friday.
that lightning
So if
can
you
come
can
right
put
through
off
the
getting
window.
hearing aids because you're afraid someone will see them, don't delay. Call Cleartone today. Drive today during Pleasant Chevrolet's Red, White, and Blue Clearance event. Come see us today and enjoy huge savings on new 2018 Smart, $128 a month. New Cruise, $177 a month. New Colorado, $260 a month. How about a new Silverado, only $316 a month? Plus freedom for payments for 90 days. And we will give you top dollar for your trade. Buy today, drive today. Classic Chevrolet's Red, White, and Blue Clearance event going on now, where a handshake matters. Online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
I know a new heating or cooling system is expensive. That's why Custom Services Heating and Air would always offer peace of mind, 0% financing every single day. We want you to always be comfortable. And 0% financing is another way Custom can say problem solved.
News on 6 is brought to you by Contour from Cox. Get right to the good stuff.
Okay, welcome back as we continue our coverage of severe weather across really the Tulsa area. I'd say eastern Oklahoma, but it's pretty much Tulsa and just to the south and east of Tulsa. Big picture showing where we do have a few thunderstorms popping up right now in southeastern portions of Latimer, western portions of LaFleur County. Heavy thunderstorms also going on in southern Lincoln County, and that extends where Darien is located. And then we have moderate to heavy thunderstorms across the Tulsa area. A few of those are still severe. If you're just joining us now, we did have a line of strong to severe thunderstorms develop just on the northwest sides of Tulsa, and they're just spread east-southeast as we've gone through the last hour and a half. And we still have very intense thunderstorm activity showing up across western Wagner County and also across southern and southeastern portions of Broken Arrow. Wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour have been pretty much as commonplace across this whole swath, running from downtown Tulsa International Airport near Catoosa, and then the northern half of Broken Arrow. Southern side of Broken Arrow, we've not had quite as many strong wind reports and not as much damage reports coming in, but we have a lot of tree limbs down. We've reported a tree on a house, and I'm sure there's unfortunately probably going to be a few more of those reports coming in. We've had house fires, and we've also had power lines down in multiple different locations. So this has been a big deal because especially since it hit a core time, or hit the core of the city at unfortunately a bad time when the rush hour is going on. Strong winds continue to expand outward across the areas from central portions of Wagner County, getting ready now to move through the Muskogee area. And the downtown Tulsa area, we have cleared out. A little closer inspection on what's going on down along this leading edge. And so you see that this is where we're watching because it's pushing through the border right now, and it's all the way down to around Tallahassee. And the rain and showers and thunderstorms doesn't look very impressive with the rain, thunder, and that's about it. But it does from the clouds and from the structure of the clouds. So that's still a big part of that going on. In just a moment, we're going to go and take a look from out of Muskogee and see what's going on there. But the bigger picture, again, is heavy rain, showers, and thunderstorms. Stacia has some information for us as well. Stacia.
Travis, I set up a storm track for you on the leading edge of this activity as it continues to move to the south and east. It's going to head towards the Muskogee area, like you mentioned, with still some strong winds, possibly up to 50 miles per hour, and that severe thunderstorm warning that does continue for Wagner, OK, Fort Gibson, and Muskogee, back towards Holbert, and it does include Fort Gibson Lake. So this is the latest track for you. The outflow here, that leading edge, I should say, you can see that red line that extends from Wagner, kind of arcs out towards Muskogee, but is just on the northwest sides of Muskogee now and has moved through the Haskell area. So that is the leading edge, and that's where I put the track. You're going to get some light rain first, and then the heavier rains will follow. So right now you have light rain around Wagner. As it moves to the south and east, it'll be an OK about 5:32. Or about 5:54. If you live in Fort Gibson, expect those storms in your area about 5:45. So it's in about 20 more minutes. Muskogee, same time frame there, about 5:37 to 5:40 as well. And this will also get towards Summit and Brack. So again, that's the leading edge. You'll notice some gusty winds first. You'll get those scary looking clouds. And then you're going to start to get the rain. The rain will start light and it'll become very heavy. Now in the metro, this has caused some issues with flash flooding. Remember, some of the lightning strikes have even caused fires. So we've had a tough time here in the metro. We still have a lot of folks that are without power. And in the city of Tulsa, some very heavy rainfall still continues, especially out on the east side around Inola, all the way down on the east side of the Tulsa metro down towards Porter. There's some very heavy rainfall there. Also on the east side of Broken Arrow, out around NSU, if you are taking some summer classes or you know some folks are, they're leaving here soon, try to get them to stay until these heavy storms have passed. It won't be too much longer because for most of Broken Arrow, you're getting some light rain. On the south side and the east side, you're still dealing with these heavy thunderstorms. Bixby and Leonard, also some very heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. And even down around Mounds, we had a cell that'll move into Mounds, and it's over Mounds right now, but that's bringing some heavy rain there. So I'm going to zoom out here, Travis, let you see the big picture. And these storms, as they continue, they're going to move towards Fort Gibson Lake and Muskogee, possibly just continuing to the east-southeast from there.
All right, thanks, Stacia. I appreciate it. And again, with some of the heaviest of the rains, the warning's still going on in multiple locations. And so we're going to continue the coverage across the areas now, across southern Tulsa County, from around Bixby area, east side of Jinx, South Tulsa. These are not severe, just heavy rain, much needed rain. So again, you can complain, and then we really can't complain because it's about the only way we get rain at this time of year is with strong storms, unfortunately. And then here we are, just a year removed from the tornado that went through a little further north than what we just had our wind damage. But we are getting reports in several locations of damage from wind and everything else. This is the cluster of thunderstorms we're watching. Tim is still in the middle of some of that. Tim, if you would you give me a quick update on what's going on, please?
Yeah, Travis, I'm just crossing the navigational channel on Highway 51 going east. I'm on the very leading edge of this. To my east and southeast is very nice, no rain whatsoever. But to my left, back towards Tulsa, if anything, the storm appears to be dissipating somewhat, but the leading edge will get hit by surprise. But I measured 38 miles an hour just a little bit ago, but I'm saying probably anywhere 25 to 30 at the top because rain's moving in quickly to the east. And east, I'll let you know when I find out.
All right, some good news there coming in from Tim. Appreciate it. Also getting a report, Michael Brogan just reporting Collinsville National Night Out, unfortunately, has been postponed, but Claremore is going to continue with theirs. Again, National Night Out, it's kind of a unique thing for communities to do, but Collinsville is postponing there. So if you're in Collinsville, postponing National Night Out, Claremore, we're going to continue with that. So this is a look at the rain, the thunderstorms. Some heavy rains also have shown up across the area. We're looking at this point, shower and thunderstorm activity, still with the warning going on, as we said, until 6 o'clock. That covers also down to the Fort Gibson Lake area, down near Muskogee. We'll look out at Muskogee in just a minute, but there's been some excessively heavy rainfalls in some of these areas, and because of that, that has led to ponding of water, and then also low water crossings, and also areas that are prone to flooding. Those are the areas we want you to be aware of, and just allow yourself a little extra time. Really, an hour makes a huge difference and lowers your stress level if you just wait maybe an hour until you get through some of the areas. We do have right now, rainfall amounts. I was going to share that with you on Links 3 right now. Some of the amounts of rainfall showing up, and this is just in the last, and basically 1 hour rainfall totals. This is impressive amounts of rain. Usually an inch an hour is considered very heavy rainfall. Some of these totals now are over 1.5 inches to even 2 inches. So if you are on the east sides of Tulsa, and so to kind of put it in perspective, this is running I-44, and then this is Broken Arrow Expressway. So this is the interchange, not too far from 31st Street, obviously, and near Sheridan, and the crossover. And then as you go on down to 169, right in here. So 169 to the east and to the west. So not all that far from where we had our tornado. We were just at a map last night of remembering from a year ago the tornado damage there. Now we're talking about the rainfall area a year later. But this is a big time amounts of rainfall that have fallen in the city of Tulsa in a very short period of time. You know, we can get 3-4 inches of rain. If it falls all day, no big deal, obviously. But when it comes all once, that's a big deal. One of the worst areas, or best areas if you want to fill your pond, near Jennings. We had a report from one gentleman of 3.5, stations pointing out 3.2, north sides of Tulsa. Some of that could be infiltrated a little bit with some hail, but still, if there's hail that falls in some of those areas, sometimes that makes it look a little bit more like there's been heavier rain, but still 1 to 2 inches of rain in some of those areas. This is a hail swamp where as the storm was coming through, there could have been some pea-sized hail. We were surprised that we didn't have reports of any larger size hail, because those storms, when they blew up, they should have had a few chunks of hail that were pretty large. And we'll probably find some of that maybe on social media or Facebook. Good, thank you. And then we're looking at the warnings now just east of Tulsa. And so now it goes pretty much from Wagner County. So we're watching Wagner County getting hit with the thunderstorms. Is Weather 11, Michael, ready to go there? Okay. What I'd like to do is we're looking at it from Muskogee, and we're going to look into this thunderstorm. And so we're going to look at Weather 11, if you could give me that. And so this is what it looks like right now as it's coming in on Muskogee. Muskogee, you're on the south side of the severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6 o'clock. And so if you are in these areas, we do want you to be advised that there could be some winds up to 60 miles an hour. It doesn't look as bad as it did before. So, and we also have, let's say, Sky News 6 back up in the air. We'll be getting pictures from them momentarily. I think they're just took off, right, Michael? So we're fueled and ready to go again for a while. And so, okay. And so we're going to be watching that. Darren has been down on some storms that are back to the south and to the west with some of the heavier rains. But let's go back to radar for a moment. And I want to just mention where Tim is located with the thunderstorms and all that. So if we could go back to, there you go, thanks. You can see where Tim is located just near the Wagner area. So then Muskogee is just down to the south. 4,000 Tulsa Metro customers without power, 800 in Osage County from the thunderstorms, and we'll probably get Verdigris. That's not Verdigris Valley or electric, but we'll get that probably in just a minute. And so 800 in Osage, 4,000 Tulsa. How many? That is Verdigris Valley? Okay. And so as we look at where Tim is located and near Wagner, this thunderstorm doesn't have nearly the same pretty much complexity that it did before, and so so it looks like it's weakening, so that is going to be welcome news if this continues that trend. But there will be some additional, like for example, there's a little bit of development that's been on the south side. So the outflow boundary with this is going to continue to strike across the regions. And Skyview 6 continues to fly back around the outside area of this. We've had multiple reports on Memorial and areas around Tulsa of damage, tents, so many different things happening. Right now, some strong winds. These are winds still estimated at 30 to 40 miles per hour and gusty. And you can see from the Queen area on Highway 51, Tim is located just to the west of Wagner, moving in on Wagner right now. Tim, give us an update, would you please?
Yeah, Travis, Wagner right now, it's just some very light rain, but just to the west, the winds are picking up. I just drove through the outflow boundary of that. I'm maybe 25, 30 tops. I'm going to pull over here and see if I can get a measurement as it comes into Wagner, but it really does appear to be weakening quite rapidly as it approaches, but beneficial rain. So I'll let you know when I find out. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Timmy. I appreciate it very much. And then also on right now, this is the last storm track. We're going to go to the news desk in just a second here. They have some new updates on some breaking news as well. This is coming in on Muskogee right now, some winds. I'd estimate winds at about 30 to 40 miles an hour. As Tim was mentioning Wagner, we're going to get some reports of what's going on there. But this is going over the lake, so if you have friends at the lake, just tell them, hey, some strong winds coming, some rain, some lightning. Be advised, and make sure you're aware. This will be heading down toward the Fort Gibson area. The warning continues for this area, but it does look like it's much weaker than it has been at almost any point. So there's some good news there. If we just get the rain, that's all we really want. Severe thunderstorm warning, as we said, till 6 o'clock. But again, some breaking news going on with, unfortunately, with what appears to be some thunderstorm problems that happened in Tulsa. Let's go back to the news desk.
All right, Travis, thank you very much. We're following more breaking news from Midtown Tulsa. Earlier in the newscast, we told you about a house fire. Obviously, lightning strikes are a very big issue right now. This is a second house fire that we're covering right now. This one is near 22nd in Delaware.
Which is near 21st and Harvard for most people if they're trying to figure out where that is in Midtown. Again, not sure, not getting any official word on what caused this fire, but people on the scene do suspect it is also caused by lightning. You can see it looks like most of the fire is out now and there's just some smoke coming from the rooftop, but this could be the second house fire we've had caused by lightning in just the last 30 minutes.
And we want to let you know about some power outages. The latest figures just handed to us just moments ago. PSO is reporting power outages in the Tulsa area, about 750 customers, quite a few of those in the OSU Tulsa area. And there's some other outages as well.
Across the metro, we're looking at a total of more than 4,000 people right now.
Jeez.
So a lot of people not having power because of these storms. As Travis has mentioned, they were very powerful as they moved through the Tulsa area. They are still in Green Country, even though they are starting to move out of the area.
Pretty intense storms.
I did.
Let's get the latest right now from Travis Meyer. Travis.
All right, you guys, I tell you, this has been, for a thunderstorm complex that was coming in this afternoon, it was just kind of like, oh, good, rain. And then it kind of went, oh, a little bit more than rain, and then it continued to get worse. Some of the reports that we have that are just coming in as well, and I know that I just heard while Lori and Craig were on TV, that the warnings there's some additional breaking news that they're going to be having in just a second. But we're looking at, again, the heaviest rain and thunderstorms. This is still our warning. This does not look as bad as it did before, but we have had localized, very heavy downpours of rain. So some areas of flooding is still very high probability in some areas. We've also had some of these cells that have blown up and have taken off a little bit. We also have some cells going on from around the Glenpool Mounds area that are new. And then we are looking at around where Tim is located with rain and thunderstorms. And Tim is going to, he was going to get a measurement of what was going on. Tim's there. Let's go back to Tim for a quick update. I'd like to get at least a sampling of what he has. Tim, what do you have?
Travis is just moving in on Wagner right now. Right now I'm showing a wind at 28, but they come in little gusts, but the highest I've seen right now is 28. Appears to be maybe some stronger winds out west, but I'll let you know as soon as they get there.
All right, I appreciate it. So again, I think that the overall trend is what we were hoping for, is that some of these storms are weakening a little bit. We still have a pretty strong cell over there by Stillwell in southeastern Adair County, so just be aware of that. This storm is packing quite a bit of lightning just on the south side of Stillwell around the Zion area, and cherry tree. And so if you're in this area, just watch out. Lightning is probably going to be the biggest problem. Lightning in the summer is one of the #1 killers, just because people are outdoors a lot and it's just warm, and then lightning strikes are all around. So please be careful just around some of these areas, because these have been packing quite a punch of cloud to ground lightning. And so we want you to make sure that you are aware of that. So this thunderstorm, pretty intense on the south side of Stillwell. Also, further along I-40 out to the west, we do have some strong storms going on. Besides our severe thunderstorm, we have a severe thunderstorm now that is located just where Darren is, just around the Craig area, Payton area. This is just on the extreme southwest fringe of our area, and our sister station News 9 is covering this as well. But this is a very intense thunderstorm, so we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential for hail and damaging winds of up to 60 miles an hour. And if you're on the southwest sides of Okfuskee County, not too far from around the Payton area, and then extending the east side of the valley to be Bowley, that might make it to Cromwell. We do want you to be aware that you could be into a little bit extra than just a regular thunderstorm. We also have the cell developing around the Biggs area, which is basically a brand new cell, and then these cells that are developing around the Mounds Glenpool area. These are also, let's put this in motion for 1 minute here just to get an update on that as the heavy thunderstorms continue to kind of develop a little bit more. So this is around the Mounds area. You can see what's happening here, and as it continues to track in around Mounds, some good rain, and then the big storm is starting to pick up a little bit of intensity. And so for you guys that are down to the south, we're going to be watching that. Sky News 6s as well, covering our south flank to make sure we're aware of what's happening here. So Brandon's down around the Haskell area. Brandon, I want to go to you for just a minute and get an update. Have you had any damage? What is it like for you?
Travis, right here on 104. There has been some body tree limb damage. So there was some strong winds that come through here. But right now, Travis, the winds are probably 35 to 40, so that's substantial. But there were some strong winds evident along the tree limbs here on 104, Travis. Also want to make note that the rainfall rates have really come down, and the lightning's not here as it was. We'll stay with it. Back to you.
All right, thanks. Hey, Brandon, I appreciate it very much. So, again, as we're watching what's going on, this is the thunderstorms that, again, we still have the warning till 6 o'clock. Station's going to do a track on this. I feel comfortable that these storms have weakened considerably, but that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods yet. Let's go to station with a quick update on the storm track.
No, it doesn't, Travis. And that severe thunderstorm warning that includes Fort Gibson and Wagner and Muskogee, that will continue until 6 o'clock. Now, take a look at the storm track here. This is an updated one for you. Right now, we have heavy rain around Wagner, but we have the leading edge of activity, which extends farther to the east-southeast. It's moved through O'Kane, it's moved through Muskogee. That's the leading edge. Now you're going to have light rain. That rain will start to increase to moderate to heavy rainfall. This will be in Holbert by 5:48. This will be in Braggs about 6:02, and it'll be at 10 Killer Lake about 6:14. So we're still monitoring these storms. We have heavy rain on the southeast sides of Tulsa, but the leading edge of this activity, as it continues to move to the south and east, you can see that here with velocity very evident there. That leading edge of the red color, you can see that is what we're talking about. But anyway, we'll continue to monitor these for you. Back to you, Travis.
All right, thanks. And so our storm team will continue to cover everything that's going on with the shower and thunderstorm activity. We're still getting some good rain down in South Tulsa County, and again for Okmulgee County. Because the rain is, it's necessary. It comes with a price, seemingly, every time we have big thunderstorms. So that's what's going to happen as we go through the next 20, 30 minutes, probably yet for portions of Wagner County. But it's weakening a little bit, so we feel comfortable that what we're watching right now is seeing the storm dying down a little bit. But there's still, based on some of our new models, there could still be a few flare-ups and a few thunderstorms. And then we didn't really talk about the forecast, but we do have a chance of thunderstorms again yet late tonight and tomorrow in the forecast. So if you miss the rain, you go, you'd say, we'll get you.
Maybe you'll have a chance to get them on. It was
so much so fast.
You couldn't see out of windshield, you couldn't see out our windows here. It was serious.
It was impressive stuff.
But you warned us it was coming. You told us yesterday. So, all right, thanks so much,
Travis,
Travis.
we want to thank our listeners right now on KFAQ 1170. We've been obviously streaming our weather coverage, so folks on the radio and a lot of folks driving home this time.
Needed to know what the weather was.
Yeah. So thank you for listening, and that's something that we look forward to doing in the future as well.
That's going to make a huge difference for anybody who's around. Because we missed that when we lost that 89.
We don't want to be looking at our app when we're driving, so to be able to hear it on the radio is going to be great.
Yeah, so this is going to be fantastic.
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us for the weather coverage. We're going to join CBS now, but of course, we'll have more local news for you in 20 minutes. Bail.
Tough to watch that video, Nikki. Thank you. Tesla CEO Elon
Elon Musk shook up the stock market this afternoon with a tweet that read, "I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured." The stock immediately shot up. NASDAQ temporarily stopped trading. Tesla closed up nearly 11% at just under $380 a share. All this came on the same day the insurance industry put out a report on driver assistance systems, including Tesla's autopilot. It found they do increase safety, but only if drivers pay close attention to the road. Very interesting subject, and Chris Van Cleve took a test drive.
If I want to start the autopilot, what do I do?
Basically, you want to use the gear lever, just tap that down like you're going to drive again, and then you hear that noise.
It's my first time behind the wheel of a Tesla, and my first trip with autopilot, the driver assistance technology that has suffered a series of high-profile accidents, including this fatal crash outside San Francisco in March.
So I was going to keep my hands on the wheel.
Right, and that's, I think, a message that a lot of people miss, unfortunately.
That's Tim Stevens, editor-in-chief of CNET's Roadshow.
What is autopilot?
Autopilot is basically a suite of driver assistance systems, all based on camera and radar sensors built into the car. It's particularly on the highway, it'll stay within its lane, it'll speed up or slow down based on traffic, and make it so that the car kind of takes some of the drudgery out of driving on the highway.
Tesla says the amped-up cruise control should only be used on divided highways because it requires clearly marked lanes and does not respond to traffic signals or stop signs.
I feel like there's this perception that this is a self-driving car, which it very much is not.
That misperception, or what the NTSB called over-reliance on vehicle automation, factored heavily in this crash in Florida in 2016 that killed 40-year-old Joshua Brown. During our drive, autopilot generally performed well on this busy stretch of New Jersey highway. But when two lanes merged together,
It nearly drove us into the Subaru there.
Not quite a perfect system. The car was not aware that there was another car that was about to steer into us.
Jake Fisher is Consumer Reports Director of Auto Testing.
It is unclear if there's any safety benefit of these systems, and there very well might be a safety problem with these systems.
On the magazine's test track, Fisher showed us how autopilot struggled to navigate some turns when the road lines faded.
No. Did not get this one.
Didn't get that one. To be clear, we are intentionally misusing the system.
Right. But so are drivers every day.
He says autopilot can monitor where the technology is used or a driver's attention to the road.
We're now racing towards the end of the track.
Yeah. So, I hit the brakes because I don't want us to get hurt.
Tesla declined our request for an on-camera interview to talk about autopilot. We understand the system is set for an upgrade in the coming weeks. Tesla did tell us that autopilot was designed for an attentive driver, and if it is used as directed, they say autopilot is safe. Jeff?
So interesting to hear about Chris Van Cleve. Thank you. Indra Nooyi announced this week she is stepping down as CEO of PepsiCo. Nooyi, who is 62, has led PepsiCo for 12 years and is among the rarest of corporate executives, female and a minority. Nooyi's departure leaves only 24 women as chief executives of S&P 500 companies. That is less than 5%. We are joined now by CBS News financial contributor Melody Hobson. Melody, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Over the past year, female CEOs are down 25%. You're on the board of 3 major companies. Do the numbers that we're seeing worry you at all?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, we're moving in the wrong direction. Let's just think about it from an absolute standpoint. Last year there were 32 women, now there are 24. Less than a handful are women of color. This is going backwards. Now some of these women are retiring, like Indra, who's had a formidable run at Pepsi. Some have left for performance reasons, but at the end of the day, we're talking about a disappearing act here, a shrinking number of women, and that is not good.
So why is that, and so in your estimation, what needs to be done?
So first of all, we need more of a bench. When you look at the women that are ready to step into that role in senior positions, we just don't have enough women there. And part of that, again, is just management and boards and leadership have to